show you guys this. I wanted to show you. I've been seeing clips of this specific video, but Mr. Waffles made a video a while back or so. Honestly, I wanted to take a look at it. I want you to see this. I want you guys to see this. This was crazy.
I can't believe Activision are messing up this badly. I can't believe it. I wish I had one bullet point on the board here. We've got several to talk through today because somehow COD Next played out exactly as I predicted. I posted a video like 48 hours ago saying I declined my invite to COD Next this year because I didn't think I would be comfortable at the event. There is a degree of adversarial supervision when I'm at Activision events that I never ever experience at any other publisher events ever. I specifically said the nature of their weird sort of cloying supervision, right, of me isn't comfortable, and I don't think I'd be comfortable there. And what do you know? A perfect example of the sort of thing that I was talking about played out with John.
Come join us in Verdansk. We miss you. We need you. I have not finished a full game of zombies. I will play Verdansk once I've played my 30 minutes of zombies. We miss you. We need you. We miss you. We need you.
Oh my god.
It's weird, dude. He literally was literally wrapping around his arm around him. He's like, hey, we need you in Verdansk. We need you. We miss you. Even though he's supposed to be like a zombies player. Yeah, they kicked him out again.
I've watched this clip so many times because I can't believe it's real and because it's so cringeworthy.
It's
and
so
yet
weird.
It happened. Like, it's mind-blowing. And it's even more mind-blowing that this is not the first time that this has happened, because John got kicked off several times during COD Next yesterday. This was the worst example of it by far. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But also, this happened at COD Next last year to John as well. I really didn't like the way that they kicked Dalek off.
Yeah.
Still got some
fight. Okay. Now. Okay.
They kicked him. Wait, what? Are you serious? That's crazy. That's kind of crazy to see that.
I wish I exfilled on 41, but I'll take it.
Oh my god, I thought
Duke
that
Dennis
was so
was still
unprofessional.
playing, and then Duke Dennis just still playing and it being fine. Oh, because you're the zombies guy, you don't have any agency here whatsoever. This other dude who like is a little bit less close to Call of Duty, we'll just give him whatever he wants kind of thing. It's like Dalek's been here so long. That moment where he was kicked, I'm just like, why? Now, when I posted the short that I've just showed you at the time last year, Activision hit me up and they were like, we want you to take the video down. And I was like, whoa. This is way overstepping your editorial rights and privileges.
Well, the reason why is because it makes them look bad, you know? They don't want bad publicity. That's literally the only reason why.
As a publisher and me as like press or media or whatever, like, this is not how this works. And I was actually on a trip at the time with a whole load of journalists. And so I spoke to all the journalists there, and all the journalists told me to keep the video up. Literally every single one. And this is like established games media journalists, right? But I listened to what Activision had to say, and their reasoning basically was that they were having multiple employees from the event that had been in the background of various streams that were getting hate because of videos like that had been posted. And so they were just like, we just don't want our individual team members to be being attacked here. So that's why we're asking you to take it down. And I was like, you know what? Despite the fact that all the journalists here are saying, don't do it, I'm gonna just make the decision that I'd rather not cause problems for an individual, right? And Activision were appreciative of that, and they said, like, obviously it's news that's happened, and so we understand that we don't want to make editorial comments here. And like I said to them, like, in future I'll do things like I'll blur any employees in the background working at other stations and like that sort of stuff. Like all good, totally fine. And that's why in this video, as much as it's not gonna make any difference because it's already been memed so much and it's gone so viral on Twitter without any posting from me, I'm gonna like blur the guy's face in the video in question, right? Like, I'm just going to do that out of respect for the fact that the person here is not the problem, right? The problem is that this happened last year, and Activision were wary of the reaction to it, right? And then appear to have done literally nothing to prevent it from happening again. And it's happened again in a...
Okay, so basically, they just told you to take it down because we don't want bad publicity because he's going to stay here in our workplace and we're not going to do anything about it. Sounds like PR skill issue. Y'all could have made a statement instead of trying to cover up. It's crazy though, because if they did the same thing last year and they did the same thing this year, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it again next year.
Way that I feel is worse, like significantly
Probably.
worse.
They probably got rid of their
worse
PR
for several
team.
reasons. It's worse because it's not the first time it's happened. First time, I can give it benefit of the doubt, right? Like,
They probably
that is
replaced it with
potentially there.
ChatGPT.
Second time around, this is becoming a pattern. This looks really bad. And not only that, but it's worse because the way that John is spoken to in that clip is, it's so, like, demeaning. It is like he's being spoken down to by an adult and he's 7 years old. Not only that, the way that the guy is like wrapping his arm around him and giving him a little shake and being all like, hey, buddy, like, it's so uncomfortable. That even just how close his face is to John's face. I'm like, why are we doing this? You are a stranger. You don't know each other. This is not like your mate that you're like having an inside joke with. What are we doing? Where is the professionalism? It's mind-blowing to me.
It's
and
crazy.
and it's literally the exact type of thing that I was talking about in my COD Next video before the event happened, where I said uncomfortable stuff like this consistently happens at Activision events, right? So it's not just we need you on Verdansk, right? It's not just the same thing that happened last year. There's other issues that happened last year as well. So let me tell you a story, right? Last year, you guys might remember I visited Treyarch to play Black Ops 6 early, right? And that was a cool opportunity to get to play the game early. Now, I also posted a lot of other videos around that same time. Do you guys remember some of those other videos? I definitely don't know what those videos were,
I
right?
don't.
Is what I would be saying, but I have to break my own f***ing narrative because this is so bad. So I made all those videos without any Activision help. I made all of those videos without any thumbs up or green light or positivity from Activision. And what do you know? The first conversation I have with Activision about it is me being told I'm not allowed to make that content. I worked so f***ing hard on those videos. And the first thing I'm told is, this isn't acceptable. This can't stand. And I was like, what are we saying? What on earth are we saying? I was gobsmacked.
So, what were the videos anyways? I'd be so curious. Did they show like early gameplay stuff or something? Or like, did you send them the video for them to review it, question mark? I assume he did, right? Hypothetically, right? Let's just say hypothetically he did. And they didn't say anything. So then it's just kind of like, okay, I guess I'll just upload it, I guess, you know? Then it's not really his fault. That's literally COD's problem. But if COD did review the videos and then they said no, you know, and then he still uploaded, well then, you know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know the whole story for this one. I'm a little bit clueless on this point.
Then I talked to Activision, right? I talked to them more, and thankfully there was one guy that was really on my side at Activision. Thank you for existing. Oh my god, my hero. And he fought my corner, and he cooled off the fires a little bit. It seemed, at least. But it was the fact that I was going out of my way to do something that I thought was, I still feel is some of the best content I have ever made. I still feel like it's some of the coolest Call of Duty Zombies adjacent media that's been put out there. I was so proud of what I did that summer. And the fact that Activision's complete attitude towards it was, this can't stand. What are we doing?
Come join us in Verdansk.
So frustrating that their stance is so frequently antagonistic towards good content being made. even if it's good content that promotes their game. It blows my mind, and it makes me so depressed. It also makes me want to leave the zombies community and go elsewhere. Why would I invest thousands and thousands more hours on top of those I've already invested over the last 16 years of my career, pouring blood, sweat, and tears into making entertaining content that is adjacent to Call of Duty, if Activision's perspective...
Wait, so my curiosity is, so you have been doing Call of Duty Zombies for the past 16 years?
If you can see this video...
Yeah, he actually has been. Whatever this video is. Yep. That's the problem, is to make your channel based around like one single piece of media, you know? Yeah. You never want to do your content around one specific genre. Never ever. You always want to diverse yourself. That's how I always thought about it. For like the longest time.
Is that I and my other fellow content creators are a thorn in their side to hug really awkwardly and just control it in such an uncomfortable way. Like, it's so annoying.
Yep.
It's so annoying.
They wanted the content creators from Zombies to play the Battle Royale thing.
And the sad thing about this is that this is not the fault of even the employee that was talking to John that day, right? It's not his fault, because somebody advised that man that that's what he had to do. Somebody set that policy at the event. Somebody didn't warn him that this had been a problem last year. There was clearly an absolute lack of accountability at a management level.
Or unless he was part of that team or so that wanted people to play Call of Duty, the Battle Royale thing, so... I'm just saying, just playing devil's advocate. It could have been those people that are higher up, you know?
For setting the tone and creating an environment that would actually be mutually beneficial for both parties, as I keep saying. I'm not saying John should be able to play zombies for 12 straight hours, obviously, right? I'm not saying that. And to be clear, I wouldn't even want that, even if it was an option, because it's better with zombies not to overshare too much, right? So I think it's important to have those sorts of policies in place that limit the amount of time. But when last year it was so bad, right? And now this year they're going towards a new event. Don't you think they should put some thought into maybe making some new structural changes that mean that the zombies players don't have the same problem happen? Like, what are we doing? In the light of Battlefield 6's launch event, right? Which I was in attendance of, and which was so smooth, and I left on cloud 9. All the staff were amazing. Everybody was so locked in on the same page. Technically, it all worked flawlessly. The whole environment was just an environment where everybody wanted everybody else to win. Coming off the back of that to this,
Come join us in Verdansk.
is embarrassing. It is
Come join us
just
in Verdansk.
embarrassing. And you can tell that Activision were taking notes from the Battlefield 6 event as well. Like, an example is, at the Battlefield 6 event, the stage had this really cool 3D effect where they were like crashing a jet and it would like roll across the whole room, and like all the walls with these big projections of the game in-game environment.
That's a little small. Can we go a little bigger, a little louder? You know, like Battlefield's supposed to be. Yeah.
And Activision tried to do the same thing with COD Next, and so it's clear to me that they feel the heat from Battlefield, and they're trying to implement some of those ideas. But somebody, somewhere, calling the shots at the top of all of this, some C-suite, I don't know who it is, but they need to sit down and have a really long think about the fact that the structure that they put in place for this was a failure. That is just an observation.
If you guys want Call of Duty the way how Call of Duty is, hey Activision, hit me up. I can help you out. Fly me over to your guys' studio. I'll make you guys an actual good Call of Duty game. And what Call of Duty makes Call of Duty.
That is not a personal comment. It's an observation. And the proof of that is...
But the game will be released when it's ready. That's the only thing I have on the table. When the game is ready, it's ready.
The fact that the most viral moment from COD Next is not how cool Zombies was, it's not how good a new feature is, it's not how amazing some multiplayer or some Warzone or whatever was, it's John being booted off the game and talked down to like a child. And somehow, it's not just this that the Activision events team is messing up. Somehow there is more. Because literally today, there are players trying to compete in the World Series of Warzone, and dozens of them are not being allowed to use the bathroom. Like, what are we doing here? There's this tweet from Braxton. My 30-year-old teammate just had to ask a 19-year-old admin if he was allowed to pee like he was in kindergarten.
There's no way. There's no way that's real, dude. There's no way.
Then you've got Shifty having to stand up for Biffle because the admins have made him wait 40 minutes while they're not playing, by the way, because the whole event is delayed because their servers weren't working. So literally everybody is just sitting in the firing range doing nothing. And this guy's not allowed to use the bathroom to the point that his teammate is having to say, what is going on here?
I told him to wait until we got in the lobby, and now he's been waiting.
He's been waiting.
For like 40 minutes ago.
It has to be after.
I mean, I'm just speaking up for him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because he's been waiting 40 minutes, and then they had him do an interview, and they said wait for him to get into the lobby, and now he's in the lobby, and they're not letting him go to the bathroom. So it's like, why even tell him to wait? You know what I mean?
I jumped into a stream.
Dude, that's crazy to hear that, dude. You're not allowed to use the bathroom.
From one of the teams competing, this is what it looked like. There's nothing.
Hold on, wait.
I jumped into a stream from one of the teams competing. This is what it looked.
What the fuck is happening at the WSOW event? I joined a stream and one of the players is just this Lamau. This event is gonna happen at this point.
Like, there's nothing happening. The whole thing's delayed. Oh, and not only that, but you then have the exact same inconsistency of communication issue happening with the players where FIFA Kill, for example, says some people have been told by their admins they're allowed to stream, and our admins are shouting at us, telling us to end our stream. I got packet loss in the test games. We're using desk-mounted stream mics for comms in-game instead of headset mics, and some people are on full-screen exclusive while others are on borderless and being told they're not allowed to switch. And then when FIFA Kill is talking to the admins and saying this doesn't make sense, this is inconsistent policy, they're saying to him, don't worry about anyone else, worry about yourself, end your stream now. While other people are just streaming. It's a clear sign that no on-the-ground employee is at fault, right? I don't think that the person, the individual, the 19-year-old admin, right, telling someone that they can or can't go to the bathroom, they are not at fault here. The fault, again, has to lie with the person who told them to do that, right? Like, you don't blame the person that's handing you your food through the drive-thru window for the recipe being terrible, right? You blame the person that created the recipe. And in this case, it's a management thing, and it's a huge failure. Like, I just don't understand.
Hey, Scarlett.
And the sad thing about this, and this brings me to my how it used to be point back here, is that back in the day, this was not a problem. And I can speak to this from personal experience.
Because back then, the team was completely different compared to how it is now. It's not the same people anymore. It's not the same devs. It's not the same people, you know, who created the game back then. It was a lot of dudes who literally created Call of Duty. I'm just saying. Now they got a bunch of millennials in there fucking trying to make Call of Duty, but they don't even know what Call of Duty's, what even it is anyways. Now I'm saying, like, not everybody, right? A good majority of them, like I said. If it does not apply, you let it fly. But if it does apply to you, that means it is applying to you, okay? All right?
right? I've been to so many events over the years, and if we go back in time, when Jason Blundell was there, the vibe was so different. It was no, we need you on Verdansk, and this awkwardness and this feeling so demeaning and condescending. But instead of all of that, there was an obvious air of camaraderie, an obvious air that we were on the same team. That if Activision won, and Jason Blundell won, and Treyarch won, we would win as Zombies creators. And also, this feeling that Zombies was actually a tentpole mode for Black Ops 4 and for...
It's just not feasible to make a Call of Duty every single year. It's not. There's literally no point in making a Call of Duty every single year.
Treyarch as a whole, right? There's a clip that Skype posted of exactly this.
This could have been the vibe at Cotton X yesterday. Instead, we got what we need. What we got is we need you on Verdansk.
This is the way to go. Watch out for the wrong. How you guys feeling?
Bad. Reticle is
Good. I have no words, literally.
Like, imagine if that was the vibe that we had at COD Next. Imagine if it actually felt like the Zombies community were having a chance to be celebrated, right?
If I remember correctly, that's from Black Ops 3. Like I said, that was from Black Ops 3. Those are literally different times.
And instead, we got what we got. And on top of all of that, it's not even just the Zombies people that are moaning, because I've seen people like JGod saying the same sort of thing, but for him, it doesn't make sense to force him off the content that he is there to cover to go play a mode or a map or a game that is objectively something his audience doesn't want to see.
Makes sense.
And if you're being forced into that scenario just because they need footage for the stream, then the person that planned the stream did a bad job, right?
True.
It's not the creator's fault for being like, why would I go play Warzone right now when you haven't even given me the time that I was promised in the first place to play Zombies? If I've only got a 10-minute game of Zombies done...
Yeah, if he was promised, if they promised him that he can cover his zombie stuff and then play Verdansk afterwards, right? After he did his extensive search or research on the Zombies portion of the game, then it's fair game. But if they did not allow him to do that and only cut his time even shorter so for him to cover the zombie stuff, then it's kind of like it's their fault. Because at the end of the day, Mr. Waffles and the other guy are just, I assume they're only mainly Zombies people. So they're a Zombies channel. While you got other people who do multiplayer stuff and they're multiplayer focused. And then you got your Battle Royale people doing Battle Royale things. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, yeah.
Then yeah, maybe in advance of the event, I've always known that I was going to play some MP at some point, but I would expect to get what I was supposed to be getting out of Zombies first.
I assume, yeah.
I would expect to be given the thing I was promised in the early access, the coverage, the whatever. And instead it's like, no, that doesn't matter to us, right? What matters to Activision is not whether you get the best content out of it possible to promote the game as best as
Because
possible.
the funny thing about it is like they can't really farm the Zombies community for money. Because the whole content that they want or so is right there, you know? That's why if Activision thinks that the Zombies community is the black sheep and everything, that's the only reason why is because they can nickel and dime them compared to the multiplayer.
That's not their goal. Their greater goal is their stream. It's their corporate B-roll that they're shooting and all these clips they need for Twitter and like all those sorts of things. And that gets in the way of you being able to do your job as best you can.
Because the only reason why is because they can't like put a paywall behind the Easter egg or something like that, you know? Hey, if you want to unlock the Easter egg, pay $5.99 or something. or like whatever other, because like what they used to do, right? They used to do DLCs. That's how they made money from the Zombies community, is because they were making DLC. But since there's no more DLC, they can only do battle passes, and battle passes only affect the multiplayer aspect. There's nothing for the zombie side. That's the reason why, if they're considering it as the black sheep of the community, because they have no way or any reason or any like solution to try to nickel and dime the Zombies community in any specific way. Like, hey, if you want the thunder gun, pay me $2.99 for the thunder gun, you know?
And that's why when I go to an EA event or something, I walk in the building and I don't feel this awful sense of foreboding. And it is really present when you watch the clips of John being kicked off zombies. It is so
$1 per ammo
We
restock.
need you.
So where do we go from here? Well, all I want to have happen, right, is for Activision next year to go back to the drawing board.
I'll be honest with you. I like the DLC era compared to how it is now and the loot box era. The loot box era was atrocious. The era of how it is now is also terrible because you want to know the reason why? Because of all the skins in Call of Duty. I like the DLC where you just buy the map packs and that was it. Sometimes they'll do skins and you could just buy it directly, just the gun skin itself, you know? It doesn't come with like a goofy ass skin right next to it. It comes with the gun skin and that's it. You buy it once and that was it. And the prices were reasonable back then.
And stop treating content creators like children at events in this way. It is just embarrassing. And the next coverage will be infinitely better if they change their policy here and they...
You wanna know the craziest thing about it? No other, I think it was like Modern Warfare 3, the original one, the original Modern Warfare 3. No one has ever literally, like there were some things in Modern Warfare 3 that I liked so much where literally you can turn off DLC maps in Modern Warfare 3 and you can also turn off for you to jump, like for them to throw you into the middle of a game. Like you can turn it on and it basically like when you turn it on, right? There was like a setting or so in Modern Warfare 3 where once you turn it on and everything, it's like it'll only start the game in a fresh new lobby, not in the middle of a game. I remember they had this in Modern Warfare 3. But this was like a long time ago. But ever since then, no one has ever repeated the same shit ever again.
They just create a different event structure that is more mutually beneficial, right? It will be so much more of an inviting environment. Like, there won't be that sense
Even though I wasn't a huge fan of Modern
people
Warfare
are
3.
really attentively watching my every move to make sure that I don't even know what to just keep control over me or any other creator. And it was happening to all the zombies guys as well. They were all getting just, it's so cringe thinking about it. So I hate to say I told you so, right? I hate to say it, but I posted my video about COD Next, explaining why I declined, making it clear, and I said in the video, right? I said I had to be a little vague, but like, I don't want like any like weird surprise things to happen that would make me uncomfortable. And then in the moment I'd be like, well, like I'm on stream, or like I wouldn't know how to deal with it in the situation, right? Perfect example, served up on a plate.
Come join us in Verdansk.
So if anyone at Activision was annoyed by anything I said in that previous video, the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding has just been served by your own team. Lock in. What are we doing here? Sort it out, please.
I don't think they will, to be honest. I don't think they will, because it's got replaced by AI.
I can't believe...
So, yeah. It's pretty crazy to basically, this is what happened at Call of Duty Next, apparently. Like I said, I mean, now, I don't watch Call of Duty Next or any of that sort of events about Call of Duty. I don't even care half the entire time. So that's pretty much about it. And even all the people that I used to watch or so don't even play Call of Duty anymore. They kind of like they still do, but like they play other games now, you know? All the new ones, all the new, all the new YouTubers and the new influencers and all them other shit are the ones who play Call of Duty today. And then once these specific Call of Duty influencers stop playing Call of Duty, there's going to be a new wave of Call of Duty influencers that are going to be playing, and then they'll do the same thing, and it'll be a rinse and repeat. So, yeah. But, yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy, jazzy stuff. Yes, actually, by the recording of this video, we've already been playing Black Ops 7, which I'll probably do a commentary video on it, thinking of what my opinion, but pretty obvious. Also, one last final thing too as well is that I want to do a shout out to my membership people because we got some new memberships, of course. We got Sean Ryan, of course, and we got, let's see, I don't know if I said this last time, but Laser. We also have Laser, so as a new membership, which is only $1, of course. You know, come support your girl. You know, $1 for a membership. Of course, we have emotes and everything like that that you can use for the channel and whatnot. And yeah, don't worry, no prices will be raised like how Xbox Game Pass rose their prices and everything. So, anyways. Support your girl. Who knows? Maybe I'll probably stream on YouTube once I get a second computer. Working on it, actually. I'm working on a second computer so we can get a dual streaming setup for YouTube as well. So, anyways, that's the end of the video. And peace. Become a YouTube voidling. Anyway.